I get to do something with students that they're going to be able to do for the rest of their life. Like, we take pieces of metal, plastic, wood, inanimate objects, and we make some, at first, very, very sketchy and awful noises. And then those sketchy and awful noises turn into less sketchy and less awful noises. And then all of a sudden, these kids are making beautiful sounds. And it's something that they can do forever. If I know who the students are, I know how to best reach them. I know what they need from me. And the ultimate thing is that I want my students to know that this is a place that's safe, that nobody's going to get called out, nobody's going to be singled out, that mistakes are okay, and that ultimately I care about them as a person more than I care about them as a musician. I have all of this knowledge, all of these skills, but if my students don't really know that I care about them as a human being, I'm wasting my time and spinning my wheels. And so if I can build a rapport with my students and find ways to make them feel like they're supported as a human being first, and then a student in my classroom second, then we can have fun together and learning's a lot easier, the class goes by quicker, and we all enjoy ourselves. I would say the word or phrase that describes my teaching style is connective. As much as I can do to connect concepts to one another, to scaffold, to take what's really overwhelming. For a student to play an instrument and to play music, they're dealing with both internal parts and external parts of their body at the same time. There's stuff going on inside of their mouth, there's stuff going on with their lungs. Then there's fingers and hands that have to do with all of that dexterity and coordination, while all at the same time they're reading not only the notes, so they're having to do pitch recognition on the staff, but then they're having to do rhythm recognition and essentially doing math instantly in their head to break down things. Oh, but then by the way, then there's the symbolic notation that tells you not what note to play, not just how long to play it, but how to play a note, and then how loud and soft. And they have to do all of this all instantaneously at the same time, as well as match everybody else in the ensemble, make every single person's brain work together all at once. That's overwhelming. I know who they are, I know how they play, so as I walk around the class, I know my students individually as musicians, so I know the things that I'm working with each of them to improve on, and the things that their neighbors may be doing really well, so I can even partner up students with neighbors that are really strong in a skill that they need to improve on, so that there's an instant model next to them that can play and demonstrate, and they just get that in their ear and they hear, and that makes life easier. If my students feel like that they leave the classroom, they had fun, they're cared for, they know that they're learning things, and this is a good experience out here, that they're taking those things into the building, and that's how I'm being represented to my peers, and that they're hearing those positive messages. And I want my students to come in the room each day and know that they're valued, they're cared for, they're loved, they're gonna have a lot of fun, we're gonna learn a lot and get to do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, if they know that this is a place where they can learn and they're cared for who they are, that's what matters.